everyone, this is Jessica, WCR, and we have another webinar for you guys. This is going to be a short one on residential snow removal, and we have Dave Carroll here. So let's get started. And the first topic is on investment.
All right, guys, so like Jessica said, we're going to keep this one kind of short. Residential snow removal, we are fortunately, lion's share, is fortunately in beautiful Minnesota where we get a good amount of snow. And I use residential snow removal as a way to get my guys through the wintertime. Part of the reason that I only do residential is the investment. I don't like vehicles and equipment and stuff breaking and plows and all that stuff. So when you start to figure out your snow removal route, what you want to do is figure out first your budget. How much do you want to spend? You can get, I'll talk about equipment in a little bit here, but like all we use are snow blowers, like Toro 1 stages that I get from Home Depot for like less than $400 a pop. Good shovels are essential. Spend money on your shovels because if you don't, they will break and you'll buy a new one 3 times when you could have just spent your money on the good one the first time. You guys are familiar enough with equipment to know that, so spend your money on good shovels. Marketing, what I do is leverage a current customer base. So we service 2 zip codes, and everyone's city or location or market is going to be different, but you want to pick out, and this is again something I'll touch on in a second, but you want to pick out how you want to market. I try to spend the least amount of money on snow removal in general as possible because really, like for my company structure, it's really just to get the guys through the winter and supplement some of the other work we have going on. So figure out how much work you want. Try to target that area a little bit. The marketing, my advice, just spend the least amount on marketing as you possibly can. What I do is transition. It's a little too late in the season now, but maybe for next year for you guys, taking your last round of gutter flyers and including just a snow removal coupon or something in there in the specific area you want to target, and then equipment. Like I said, just bare minimum on all this stuff. Keep investment as low as possible.
Okay, and the next topic is choosing an area.
All right, so as I was kind of talking about before, our area, we only service 2 zip codes. Each crew takes on about 15 accounts. Drive time is your #1 enemy. Do not set up your route where you're jumping from one side of town to the other, like whether it's like neighborhood incentive discounts in the little bit of advertising you do, or like if you pick out a service area and you have a bunch of customers there, like us, for instance, in St. Paul is where we do all of our snow removal. It's actually the neighborhood I grew up in, and I'm just so familiar with it that I can literally go through QuickBooks and just look at addresses and know who to mail or send a card to or give a phone call to. That happens to be our perfect neighborhood, and also a lot of our marketing during the year is focused in that area, so we have great brand recognition. So really just in choosing your area, you want to keep it small as possible, because during I know some of you guys are going to laugh at this, but like a 10, 12, 14-inch snowfall, they do happen. You guys in the South, we do get those. Driving will it'll literally take you half an hour to drive 1.5 miles. So drive time is your enemy. Perfect neighborhood is where you already have brand recognition, and again, that kind of touches on not having to put too much of an investment into the marketing because you're kind of just leveraging what you already have.
Okay, the next topic is payment options.
All right, so your payment options on your contract, and you guys will see, Chris made the contract available to you guys on WCRA, the contract that I wrote that I use for my company. Now, your payment options are going to depend on what your personal setup is. Per time, you, of course, take on more of the risk. Our average account is like $40 for the first 2 to 4 inches, and then every 3 inches after that is half the initial service charge. So like average account is $40. 4 to 7 inches would add $20 to that. 7 to 10 inches add another $20. We take the risk in getting paid when it snows because, like I said, it's just how our company's set up. Not everyone's going to be the same. The way we price a monthly account is 4 removals per month times 40, so roughly like $160 per month. Or if they want to do a full season prepay, our contract ranges from November to the end of March. That is 4 removals a month times the 40, and we have accounts that go all the way up to $60. It kind of depends on the property, if it's in the corner or in the middle of the block or whatever. But full season prepay is 4 removals a month times 5 months. Now, where guys that might have like a little bit of a, let's say, a cash flow issue when it comes into the wintertime and you need to put away that nest egg a little bit, or you want to put something away for like a spring mailing campaign, if you get like 5 full season prepay customers, I mean, it's easily between $700, $800, $900 per full season prepay customer. What I do is I'll take on 3 of those, put all that money in savings, and then use it to do mailers right away in the spring, and I'll literally like forget about the money. And then it came from snow, we did all the work, and then we have advertising money for the spring, so it works out great.
Okay. The next topic is choosing a trigger.
I would say if, first, all of our triggers are 2 inches. It's because I personally am very picky with my customers, and I've just kind of learned this. This is the 4th year we've done residential snow removal in this method, and I just don't, with like window cleaning customers or gutter, you really want to please your customers. By no means am I saying you don't want to please your snow removal customers, but you want to be very careful on who you take on, especially if you're going with a lower trigger. Now, you can charge a little bit more to come out sooner, but it's like I just try to educate my customers the best that, we come out to do stuff you can't do. We try to not take on people who are dependent on the service. It's more of like a totally blanking out on the word I'm looking for. It's more of like God, my vocabulary is horrible this morning. You want to take like, what's the best way to put this? Jess, can we anywhere like rewind this, or is this like live and?
We'll just keep going and we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Can I just like restart, and can you edit this one out, or part of it, or is that possible?
I can check with Chris. Yeah, I'm sure we can do something.
This
do you want to
like
restart?
Rambling. If you want to restart the whole thing, I can like bang it out real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that easier than trying to edit just this part?
I'm trying to think.
I know you said the program's just kind of like touchy.
Yeah, it is. Well, what we could do is we could just restart from here, and like Chris has no problem editing out if it's in the like beginning or end, because it's really easy to do that. So if you just want to like start over, we can do that.
If it's easier for you, let's just start over, and I'll go a little faster.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Whatever's. I mean, you're doing this for a second time, so I feel bad.
Yeah, no. I got the time. Let's just start the whole thing over.
Okay. Get your thoughts together. Let's see. Okay. Hold on.
There we go.
All right. You ready?
I need to put my phone away. I'm like checking emails while I'm talking, and I don't think that's the smartest thing to be doing.
Yeah, just let me know, and I'll.
Oh, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on one second. Hi, everyone. This is Jessica, WCR, with another webinar. This is going to be a short one. Since the winter months are in full force, we want to talk a little bit about residential snow removal with Dave Carroll. So let's get started. The first topic is investment.
What's going on, guys? As Jessica said, we're going to keep this one a little bit brief because we are kind of into full swing of the wintertime, but We'll start off here with the investment into residential snow removal. You first have to decide how much work you want. I try to do per crew, per two-man crew, we will not take on more than 15 accounts. The marketing, we really just leverage our current customer base, and then I'll put on like a little coupon on the end of the year for gutter cleaning. Of course, it's a little too late for that now, but I try to spend the least amount of money as possible on marketing for snow removal, just in general. And that comes down to equipment too. You can go to Home Depot. We use all one-stage snow blowers. For anyone familiar with snow removal, it doesn't matter. If you get over like 6-7 inches and it's wet snow, you can have the biggest, best snowblower in the planet, and it just doesn't work. We do not use plow trucks at all. I hate plow trucks. I hate the maintenance, the fixing, the braking, all that stuff. So we just try to keep the investment as low as possible when it comes to residential snow removal. Home Depot sells the snowblowers we use. They're the Toro one stage. If anyone wants the model number, just shoot me a PM. Less than $400, and then spend your money on good shovels. That is very important. If you buy cheap shovels, just like if you buy any other cheap equipment, they will break. So pick out how much work you want. Marketing, try to spend the least amount possible, and equipment, just kind of come up with a budget. I can get snow removal going at the beginning of the year, at the end of the season for usually less than $1,000, and that's like with 2 snow blowers, shovels, and whatever marketing material we're going to use.
Okay, next topic is choosing an area.
So the way we choose our area, we actually do snow removal in the neighborhood I grew up. I'm so familiar with it, and it just makes it that much easier. Drive time is your enemy. I know you guys down south in Texas and Florida and even California are gonna laugh and say, "Oh, Dave, what's a 7-inch snowfall like? What's a 10-inch, 14-inch snowfall like?" Well, I'll tell you what they're like. It's impossible to drive around town. If you spread your residential snow removal out, your route out too far, drive time will literally take forever. Driving time is your worst enemy. So try to find the perfect neighborhood. And as I said, the neighborhood we work in, it is literally perfect because of our brand recognition. We do so much advertising in that area during the season that we just have such a customer base to draw off of. It keeps marketing costs down because I can literally pick my window cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, whatever type of customers, and just call them and say, "Hey, Mary on Smith Avenue, we're doing snow removal this year. Are you interested? I'm going to stop by your house and give you a bid." And it costs me nothing but a little bit of time, but that's all right at the end of the season. So choosing an area, you want to keep your area small. Drive time is your worst enemy, and it's for those bigger snowfalls. Perfect neighborhood, and that perfect neighborhood is where your company currently has brand recognition.
Okay, the next topic is payment options.
So payment options are how you set up your customers. Excuse me. This kind of depends on your unique situation for how you want to generate money off of snow removal. Per time is how we do about 80% of our accounts. 2 to 4 inch trigger, and I'll cover that in 1 second. The account is the average cost is about $40. That covers 2 to 4 inches. Every 3 inches after that is half of your initial service charge. So 4 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 13 inches. If your average account is $40, each additional 3 inches would add $20 to the bill for that snow event. Monthly, the way we set it up, are 4 removals per month. So if someone wants to pay monthly, creating some residual income for yourself, you're locking them in on a contract for 5 months, and you're guaranteeing that you'll get roughly, like I said, ours is $40, so roughly $160 a month per every customer you sign up for monthly. And then full season prepay. When I first started doing snow removal like 4 years ago, we were bigger into the full season prepays because we were just starting our company out. We didn't really have the cash flow going into the wintertime, and this might help some of you newer guys who are looking for ways to make money. Full season prepays are great because the way I do them is same as monthly, 4 removals per month times 5, because the contract goes from November to March. you're getting anywhere from like $700 to $900 per customer. Put 5 of those away, you know, that's not a bad chunk of change. And what we actually still do now is I'll take on, these are customers that have been with us now for a couple years and are used to the full season prepay. But I'll just take that money and put it away and spend it on mailers right away in spring. I kind of just forget about it, throw it into the advertising budget. But again, your payment option and the way you set up your snow removal, it's going to depend on what your business needs are. And if you guys have any questions about this, again, shoot me a PM. I can walk you through, or you can ask me questions, and I can help you out setting up what might be the most ideal situation for your company.
Okay, the next topic is choosing a trigger.
All right, so your trigger is your response, and it's usually 1 or 2 inches. We won't talk about commercial accounts because this is a residential webinar, but the trigger that we do always is 2 inches, and it's because I don't want to work that. I mean, you work essentially harder, but you're not dealing with customers like, oh, it almost snowed an inch. Can you come out? Or, oh, it snowed, 1.3 inches or 1.6. It's like a 2-inch snowfall is a event that takes a response to, and then you can just be kind of pickier with your customers. At least I know, in my experience, when I get a customer that wants, I've heard people ask for residential half-inch triggers, and it's like, I don't even know how to, it happens all the time all over the country. I personally am not a fan. I would say if you're getting into snow removal first, set it up as a 2-inch trigger. If you have any more questions about this, again, like the last question, just reach out over a PM and I'll explain it a little bit more in detail, but it's just, I find that setting a 2-inch trigger as opposed to a 1-inch trigger for residential, you kind of eliminate picky customers, and that's it's my favorite thing to do, is eliminating that picky Miss Mary that wants to complain about everything. So 2-inch trigger is my advice.
Okay, the next topic is setting up pricing.
So again, this kind of goes back to where I was explaining the payment structure. You got to figure out what works for you. What do you need? Do you need cash flow right now? Do you need residual income to pay bills? Do you need a little of both? Are you just trying to get employees through the wintertime? It's just, you need to figure out what your needs are as a company. And like I can say, for doing snow removal for 4 years, our needs from the first year we started offering it until this year are completely different. So again, you just kind of got to go with the flow and do what works best for you. Again, with this, if anyone's got a question about anything in the webinar, just throw up a thread, reference the snow removal, and I will hop on there and answer any questions that you guys need.
Okay, so the next slide we have his contract. We also want to go over some tips and tricks or any last minute information.
Yeah, so I guess really like salting. Salting is the greatest, best tip or trick in snow removal. I pay like $12 for a 50-pound bag of magnesium, and we, in our contract, and you'll see it on there if you guys, that's available through WCRA. Feel free to use it, Photoshop it, do whatever you guys do. Salting is awesome because you literally add like 20 to 30% on top of each job by just spreading some salt. And it says in the contract that we do it at our discretion. So like if I know it's going to get cold and it's a wet snow, we will salt. Keeping your service area tiny is very, very important. Also realizing with snow removal that like, you get a big event, 6 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches. Every single person in your city is looking for someone to take care of that for them. And even more if you're not in a city that gets as much snow as we do here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. I would say more than anything, just set up your service area in a good place that you're comfortable with. Don't spread yourself out too far, and just know that, I mean, snow removal, you're not going to get rich off residential snow removal by any means. That being said, though, we will do $80 to $100 per man or per man hour for snow removal set up off this contract. As far as tips and tricks, Move somewhere where it doesn't snow so you don't have to do this and you can wash windows and pressure wash all year. That's all I got, Jess.
All right. Well, we want to thank everyone. Like Dave said, he's available on the forum, and we'll have his contact up there. We want to thank everyone for watching, and that's the end of our webinar. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.